Hello everyone, today we are talking about solfege. Solfege goes by different names in different countries. You might hear it called solfege, solfeggio, solfa, even solmi. But whenever you hear those combinations of syllables, you know that we're talking about do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Now you don't have to think of those syllables as meaning anything. They're little chunks of a word, just a syllable that's going to represent a note on the scale. We've been talking so much about the musical alphabet, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, and how it's the same note at the bottom and the same note at the top, and the same will apply for solfege. Now, solfege is a really ancient practice. It's been used since the 11th century, which means the 1000s, so 1,000 years of solfege. It's changed and it has different syllables in different countries, different spellings in different countries. But here in the US, we're going to use what we've all heard from Sound of Music, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, and each of those will stand in for one of the 8 notes in the scale. Now, the Curwen hand signs, which are on page 4 in your theory packet, in your musicianship packet, those were invented later. They're named after a man named Mr. Curwen who used them. And each of those is going to help you build muscle memory. Inside your throat, we can't see all the small muscles that are doing all the work as we sing, so we're going to associate some muscle memory with moving up the scale, and that'll correspond to the work that our vocal cords are doing. So let's learn these Curwen hand signs now together. Low do should be placed about your belly button, and it's a closed fist. Do is a fist. Re leans up. Mi goes flat. Fa is a thumbs down. So you'll look at your palm. La is a curved shape. Some teachers do it this way. I do mine this way though. Ti points up, your pointer finger's pointing up. And do. So you'll notice same syllable at the bottom and the top, just like we had A and A. Now we've got do and do. Let's do those together, going up and going down slowly. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, ti, la, sol, fa, mi, re, do. Then that's the scale up and down. We could also do different patterns. We could skip, do a little arpeggio. Do, mi, so, mi, do. Or we could learn intervals like do to re, do to mi, do to fa, do to so. Solfege comes in so handy. I would like to show you, remember that you can find this in your book on page 3 and page 4. I wanted to tell you that, remember how in different countries they use solfege a little differently. Our book comes from Canada, and so you're going to see the letters spelled a little differently than you might see in your music classroom. So just know that the spelling might be different, but the syllables are pronounced exactly the same. I'd like to take a second and show you what that looks like on the staff. So here I've got my treble clef. I've got an E scale notated. Remember, E is the first line of the treble clef. And I'm going to start with the bottom note of my scale, and I'm going to use a lowercase d to represent do. We're going to do lowercase, do, re, mi, fa, so, oops, my F isn't very neat. It looked like a P. Fa, so, la, ti, and I'm back to do. So I used just the first letter to represent do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. And I wanted to tell you that whatever note you assign to do, maybe we could do, what about an F scale? I could just change my syllables. When we're in the key of F, I'm going to assign F to be my do now. Do, re, mi, fa, so. So whatever key we say it's in, let's say we're going to say we're in the key of A. That means I'm going to assign A as my do. So the key of is a great way to say, oh, that equals do. If I say key of A, I know that A is my do. And now A is do, do, re, mi, fa, so. What if I said key of G? Now, all of a sudden, G is going to be my do. So when we say key of for a music teacher, it means that that alphabet letter now all of a sudden becomes do. So instead of using the alphabet letters to sing, we can use these solfege, which also express where they lie in the scale. That's it for today's lesson. I hope you enjoy looking on page 3 and page 4 in your book for those solfege letters and also the Curwen hand signs. We'll be using them a lot in choir.